All right, guys, we're getting stuff coming up. Just getting a few odds and ends done. So, guys, we're a little live, a little Christmas. I apologize. My camera died, my good camera. So I'm shooting with the laptop camera, but that's okay. We will adapt and overcome. It's part of what we do. Oh, Glocks Are for Kids has an MRI schedule. Cannot make the show today. Well, that is a pain in the neck. I've had MRIs. I'm not a big fan. I mean, they're okay, but the reasons you have to get them kind of stinks. Hey, Troy, how you doing, man? Just getting my stuff together here. Hope everybody's doing well. I'm going to send a quick text over to Steven. Our tech guru, if you will. Can you text while live streaming? Done. And then we got to invite one more person into the show. Invite, copy. So I hope everybody's doing well today. We're going to let people kind of come up, get this thing rolling. I'm in we're in no big rush today. So, Ron, I just sent you a link to jump into the show around 4:30. I'm pinging people to be in the show. So, anyhow, a lot of crazy stuff going on in the world, it seems like. The politics of the United States are getting kind of crazy, isn't it? I'll tell you what. Yeah. So, yeah, it's interesting. I was talking to a good friend, John Bartolo. He does a John Bartolo show. It's a podcast. I suggest you guys all check it out. And he made the comment that the problem with our politics is the boomers won't give up power. If you look at the power structure of our Congress, it's the oldest government probably in the world. They're all in their 80s. There's no business. There's no people are ruling when they're that old. They should all be retired. None of these people will give up power. They just don't want to step down. And in the Democrat Party, it's created this huge gap. You've got these 80-year-olds. Then you got the squad and her crowd. There's a big gap, almost 2-generation gap of people that just aren't part of it. And I think it's a lot of problems. But anyhow, so we got a big show. Today is the official Christmas special, live Christmas special. And I got people sending me notes about jumping on the show. I got to send another invite out, which I will do. Yeah, it's Christmas around here. We've got our official office semi-remote Christmas parties tomorrow. And then we do a great big company-wide. We fly in everybody from all over the country for a big gathering in January. Second week of January. And we've always done it that way. I find that, just trying to get a restaurant for an office party around Christmas is nuts. And in January, every place is empty. So we always do a kick off the year party as opposed to a Christmas party, but we're doing a live one. I'm going to jump on. I'm going to grab Steven. We're doing an early tech corner today because Steven's got things he's got to do today, probably having to do with the holidays. I'm going to throw Steven into the stream. Boom.
I'm off a little bit.
How you doing, man?
Not too bad. Can you hear me okay?
You're coming in wall to wall on my side, so I think it's really good.
All right, excellent.
So today's topic of tech, I know what you're going to talk about, and I don't think there's a way I can adjust the screen so you're bigger and I'm smaller.
Well, I think I look too big already. So
no, just to give you more bandwidth. I'm not sure it works that way.
Well, I tried to zero it in. I got the conference room table pulled right up to the wall so we can hopefully see this pretty well. And I can pull it a little bit closer if need be. But what I was going to go over today was our stock bases. I get a lot of customers that ask about, how they go on, and they actually, for a gun wall or a cabinet, they actually just sit on the ground and they lock together. Where there's a little tab on this side, and there's a little area they can go there so they don't slide around. But you can actually mount them to a wall if you use our stock base shelf. So here's our 4 louver wide stock base shelf. So you can hang it right up on the wall and raise up your rifles. And the other option that you have is this goes way back to your early design, our single stock shelf. So this one, you put one rifle and put it at whatever level you need to. And this, for older customers will recognize this. This is what we used to call the lower saddle, and it's adjustable in there. And it's really great if you're trying to, we call it stair stepping or water falling rifles on a gun wall or in some of the cabinets. So you can have a long rifle with a really short one above it or some medium ones.
I don't have them here.
Yeah, you have a ton of them, but they're in the cabinet in front of you.
Yeah.
Because that's what we use for some of our stuff, and it's all stair stepped in there because it works out great.
What it does, it allows you to put the rifle above another one and match. If you got rifles at different length, the rifle on top doesn't go on a straight shelf because that'd have to be above the tallest rifle. This allows you to run the rifles and kind of cascade them along the length of the barrels of the lower tier. It just enables you to fit more rifles into a smaller spot.
Yeah. And the only time, because the stock bases are injected molded, so they're kind of we try to keep it a little soft so they're not brittle. If you find that you're putting them on something that's really slippery, like we've had customers put them on like a linoleum countertop or, just a really smooth wood, you can actually, if you have custom shelves, you can drill through it. And so it's dead secure. And if you do that, you put it right at the bottom of the bottom step, and that basically keeps the screw from hitting your stock. So the stock sits at an angle over the top of it. Or the other thing I found works great is 3M command strips that you use for coat hangers and stuff like that. You just buy the strips, get like a pack of 6 of them. I think it's like $6, and you just put one on there and every other stock base, and it cements it down. That's what we used to use for trade shows because we had a really slippery countertop.
Oh yeah, that's right. I remember that.
Yeah.
Then the other profile, the round profiles on those are designed for spade grips for the military, for M2s, Mark 19s. And that's so a spade grip sits in that and into the wall. Cool beans. Always knowledge. Anything else crazy going on? I know you've got a crazy afternoon, don't you?
Yeah, I'm taking off right at 4:30. My kid, he's a 2nd degree black belt, so he's got one of his classes. It's his leadership one. His goal is to be a karate sensei. So, his sensei always has a nice car, great guy, and so I'm like, you know what? That's a good career path.
Hey, you know what? Absolutely. Kid knows what he wants at a young age. Nothing wrong with that.
I know. I didn't figure it out until 7 years ago. And then I stumbled upon this place, and now I'm like, oh, okay, I can have a career.
Yeah, I always tell people I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do when I grow up because, when I was coming out of high school, I didn't know what I was going to do. I knew what I wanted to do. And you keep turning rocks over, you end up in interesting places. But I'll tell you what, Steven, I'm going to let you cut loose then, because I know you've got a lot of stuff happening right now, and I don't want to take it. Thank you for joining the show. Merry Christmas. Actually, I'll see you at the party tomorrow and the big bash in January.
All right, sounds good. I will see you tomorrow.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. Hey, I got a couple of messages in here from Airpack. Kitty Hoynes is a great place. If you're in Syracuse, Kitty Hoynes is a little pub restaurant right in downtown, and it is a really cool place. I don't get in the downtown that often. When I do, that's typically where I'll go because it's not fancy, it's not expensive, but it's got a great selection of beer and good old fashioned English pub food, and I kind of like it. Actually, my oldest son is in London right now. He's doing graduate school at King's College in London this year, and he just tested positive for COVID, so he will not be on the plane heading home for Christmas, which will be the first time our family hasn't been together, and the wife's a little She's not happy about it, but understands. I think Colton's kind of looking at he's got him and several other students are tested positive, and they're all going to be hanging out in London for Christmas. I think they're probably going to have a pretty good time. But yeah, so trying to think things else going on. I've got we had I made the comments on Alec Baldwin a week and a half ago, and actually we clipped that little segment out, and it actually got a lot of views, tons of comments on it. Just the culpability, the fact that the discharge of the weapon was an accident, more than likely. I don't think he actually wanted to shoot somebody, but the circumstances that got that in place were a result of him not wanting to spend money, not doing his job as a producer. Ted Nugent chimed in. I love Ted. A man of simple, direct words. You should be in a cage for the rest of your rotten punk ass life. Ted Nugent. Perfect. I'm sure in Ted's accent, Ted's voice, that probably came off brilliantly. But it's interesting as he's cooperating, Alec Baldwin's doing all these wonderful things, yet when asked for his phone, his response was, do you have a search warrant? So he's kind of, they did have a search warrant. They've got his phone, but it's interesting. It appears he's kind of lawyered up and is going to go in the defensive mode now, I think. It'll be interesting to see how this thing shakes out. But tis kind of crazy. Jump back over here. So it's a Christmas show. So I've got a couple things to go over. Let me pull up my notes here because I want to make sure I get everything correct. Now this is the first time we've ever done it. Take your pens and pencils out, mark this down, write this code down. I've got a discount code. It's Santa20, SANTA 20, Santa 20. It is good till midnight tonight. It's for 20% off of anything on our website. We've never done a coupon anywhere near this big, but I figured the people that tuned into a live show, hey, if you're looking for something, this is a chance to save more than we've ever done a discount on. But hey, it's the holidays. Also, I opened it up. I talked to our marketing people. The 20% coupon works on gift cards. So if you're thinking about something next year or in the future, you can get a $1,000 gift card for $800. You can get a $100 gift card for $80. It's 20% off buying a gift card. So if you're thinking about gifts for people, give the gift of SecureIt. Give the gift of cool storage. It's a great option. But for yourself, hey, you know what? I'm a guy. I shop. I buy stuff for myself. My wife always says, we don't know what to get you for Christmas because you always buy what you want. So mark that down. I'm going to keep mentioning it. Santa 20 for the code. It looks like the guru up above, the man running the show, is just put that into the comments. Santa 20 gets you 20% off. So other things happening with SecureIt. I'm hoping to get Ron on from tech support. Talk a little about some of the things you got going. The lights moving forward, and we're into packaging, getting that wrapped up. And I keep pushing because the lights for the cabinets they're the bomb. It's a cool setup. And I'll be showing those after the first of the year, probably on the live show. And I get figured out if YouTube's going to say I'm promoting something I shouldn't be and going to be nuking me, because every time we get anywhere near certain things, they like to turn me off. We had that happen a couple of weeks ago with Stag, and I think I just talked about the wrong thing, but Big Brother is always watching. So guys, while we're talking, this is an open forum. My goal is to, again, be the most accessible CEO in America. If you got any questions about the company, about what we do, how we do it, ask me. That's kind of why I'm here. Our goal is very simple: to change the way people think about gun storage. It's kind of like I compare it to when the Model T came out in the horse and buggy. everybody accepted that transportation was, you went out, got in your horse, you got in your buckboard, horse pulled it. That's how people got around. They've been doing it for thousands of years, for a long, long time. Cars came along, but it was the Model T that actually came out as an affordable, viable, mass-produced vehicle. And it was radically different. And a lot of people looked at it and said, that noisy, smelly boom, and they blasted it. But it was better. It worked better. And it started to become adopted. The early adopters, you people are the people who are the early adopters, the people that like to seek out new things. And going back to the Model T and the horse and buggy, it's interesting. People started to adopt it. Now, back then, information moved very slowly in America. We didn't have the internet. Information just moved really slow. 9 years after the first Model T was produced, Chicago and New York both banned horses. That's a very fast, to think of a whole city. The whole economy was based on the horse's transportation. And in 9 years, boom, it ended. And we want to do the same thing with the gun safe industry. And we think it's there. We think it's available. The gun safe industry, and they're all the same. They've been making the same thing for 50 years. It's a metal box with a horrible interior, and they're all the same for the most part. There's a few little nuanced differences. Pendleton makes up that round safe. That's Bruce does he takes a different take. I give him credit for stepping outside the box, but we want to change the way people think about gun storage. Once people know what we know, once they know what you know, you're not going to go back to buying a big heavy safe. It doesn't make sense. Causes corrosion. The interior, I'm gonna go more in depth to that early next year. I'm shooting a video, a new revisiting corrosion in gun safes. It's a serious issue. Fire ratings are complete nonsense. I do intend on cooking off a couple of safes here in the spring, and they're not secure. We all know that. A circular saw cuts these things open in no time. I'll tell you what, another thing that you're going to see, transformation that a lot of people in my world are not coming to grips with. I'm a vintage car guy. I'm doing a Ford Falcon right now. In fact, on my personal YouTube channel, which is my name, Tom Kubiniec, My Crazy Life, I'm doing a YouTube series building a 66 Ford Falcon into a hot rod. My first real car, was a 66 Falcon. I drove for about 7 years and turned it into a low budget little cruiser. And I'm going to kind of recreate that, only this time I'm going to do it right and make a nice little hot rod out of it. So I'm shooting a YouTube series with that, where I'm doing the car while I'm working. I'm just kind of sharing business stories and advice from 35 years of banging my head against the wall trying to run a business. What book should I read? There's a question. What book should I read? Well, it depends on what you want to do. I'll tell you some books that I've thought were fantastic. Tipping Point. Malcolm Gladwell, Tipping Point, is a fascinating book. He also did the Davy Goliath. I can't think of the name of the book. He's got a series of books that are just fascinating. He was a writer, did articles for maybe the New York Post or one of the magazines, and then started writing books. His book, Tipping Point, is magnificent. If you're into business management, business leadership, business stuff, Lenciani's books on culture and on getting things done with a team are very good books. I'll tell you what, I don't read a whole lot of books. I never have. I need the information really quick. I'm in high school, I didn't read hardly at all. I just wasn't a good reader. And so when I read books now, quite often I read the first chapter, and then I'll read the first sentence of each paragraph. And if I see something of interest, I'll go farther into it. But I do books on tape or books in my car more than I actually read books. Okay, a couple things real quick. Coupon code Santa20 is our Merry Christmas coupon code, good till midnight tonight for 20% off of anything, including gift cards. And gift cards don't expire. So this is a chance to bank some future purchases at a big discount. So you can buy you can buy $1,000 gift card for $800. Next year, you can buy something on sale and you're getting a double banger on it and saving a ton of money. So that is something to think about. All the things we can talk about today, I always try to share business insights. I was thinking about that today. Before we do that, I've got a special guest I see just jumped on. I'm going to grab. Okay, guys, we're going to do a quick ad. Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. This is Olivia. She is one of our marketing wizards here at SecureIt.
Also, the man behind the curtain in the chat today.
Oh, that's right. You're running the show today. How's your world going?
It's going great.
It is.
The holidays are here, so it's super busy, and the end of the year is also here. So that keeps us, in check and going. So
where are you now? I don't recognize your background.
I am in my sister-in-law's bedroom.
Okay.
Which I also called the Airbnb because it's so nicely decorated.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Yes. So now where in the state are you, should I ask?
I'm in Whitney Point, New York.
Okay, so you're in the middle of nowhere.
Yep.
It is. If you haven't been there, rolling hills, incredible hunting area, and Olivia is a hunter. Did you get a deer this year?
No, so I actually kind of slacked a little bit on the hunting season, and I only went out 3 times, which is, I'm a fairly new hunter, but it's the least I've gone hunting since I started. So didn't get anything. My boyfriend and his dad actually went out last night or the night before, and they got a small buck, a decent buck.
That's cool.
With a
muzzleloader?
Yeah.
Oh, that's really cool. It is for people out in New York State. It is now muzzleloader season, and I've not been out yet. I've been out in rifle. I spent a ton of times in bow. I do have 1 buck in the freezer, but I'm hoping to get out. Certainly after Christmas, I'll be out that week. Does Jake have a muzzleloader?
He does not have a muzzleloader. Okay. Currently, he's actually, I've mentioned this to you before, but he is a cameraman for a hunting channel called Just Hunt Club. So if you guys are interested in that, check it out.
What network is it on, or where's it show up?
They're on YouTube, but they have their own website, and you can Google Just Hunt Club. It's based out of New York, but they go all over the United States, and they hunt, duck and deer and all that good stuff. So he's been filming. So he hasn't actually gotten to hunt a lot. For himself.
He's hunting. He's just with a camera, not with a gun.
Yeah, exactly. But we'll be going to Indiana on Christmas so that he can hopefully get his Phyllis tag.
Oh, there you go. When do you get back?
It's only for a few days, so we'd be back the 29th.
All right. If you want to get out on the ranch, SecureIt wise, let me know. I do have muzzleloader available if you need to get out and get some forestry time.
Yeah.
We have the SecureIt Ranch, 500 acres. It's beautiful, beautiful hunting land, and there's only been 2 deer taken off that property. We've got big bucks on camera, and they're all very shy right now. So, yeah. Oh, it's funny. We got Brandon just chimed in. Just got here. What did I miss? Oh, we had the big announcement of the year. Only we said we would never repeat it. No, I'm just kidding. What you're missed is, if checking the chat, is discount code Santa20 is good for 20% off of anything till midnight tonight, including gift cards. Is Santa20, you can save 20% off. That's huge.
Yeah.
People got to realize you buy the gift cards, wait for a sale, and you can get some pretty amazing stuff.
The good stuff.
Yeah, the good stuff. Airpack just put in Whitney Point is a beautiful area. It is. It's a really cool area.
Nice. Lots to do outdoors.
This is a comment worth reading and talking about. Love the looks aspects of your safes, but cost too much for the average person. I feel like all industries are supporting and developing for the rich. What are your thoughts? We're trying to make things affordable, and it's a tough. SecureIt doesn't make, we don't make cheap, and the reality of manufacturing in the world today is it's very expensive. We've actually not had a big price increase at a time when everybody's raising their prices. We try to make it modular and scalable so people can buy a cabinet and then slowly add cabinets to their, if they need more storage capacity, as opposed to, going and spending $2,000 on a big safe. There are cheap products out there, and I'll say a cheap product is better than an unlocked gun, but that's a market that we're just not going after the real low price market. I just can't do it. It's
definitely a balance.
Yeah.
You want it to be sufficient for, everybody, but you also want it to be accessible. So
it is. It's, we bring a technology that we developed working with U.S. Army Special Forces. It's a system that we've done most of the SEAL teams. We do a lot of Special Forces armories. We've done big Army. We're doing Marine Corps right now. We've done a lot of work overseas with the system. And it's not cheap to produce, but it's kind of who we are. And it's kind of made us who we are, which is, as I always refer to the company, what are we? A band of misfits out to change the world. And I'm hoping that we can get the price down. I'm hoping that the world comes back to normal in many ways next year, certainly on the supply chain side. Right now is, if people realize how much it actually is costing us to ship and move product to in and out of warehouses, not the cost of getting it to people, just moving stuff around, I'm gonna say it's 5 times what it was a year ago. And we're talking about, something that used to spend, $80,000, $700,000 over a quarter. Now we're spending $600,000, and it's a big hit. And it makes it tough for us to do a lot of crazy discounting and stuff right now, because we decided we're going to go as long as we can. We don't see raising prices right now. We have no price increases coming in the future. Next month we are going to have Cradle Grid month. I'll tease that. So you're going to buy your gift cards now. Gun wall panels will be on sale, and there's going to be a lot of the conversion kits, which I'm going to be shooting a video on, for converting traditional gun safes to our systems. Will be featured next month along with several other products. But that's a tough one, I think. But that's my answer. I guess I'm trying to shoot from the hip and give you an honest answer. What are your plans for Christmas? Everybody wants to know.
My plans for Christmas are a little different this year. My mother's birthday is on Christmas Eve. So we're going to go do Christmas there and then wake up and then come back down to Whitney Point. And then we'll be leaving after dinner to drive to Indiana. So. Oh,
yeah. You got a busy day, huh?
Yeah, but it'll be fun. I like to keep busy. So keeps things moving.
Absolutely. And then we'll see you tomorrow for the party, and then back January for the actually, you're the one running the bash, aren't you? The January party. That's on your plate.
Yep. And the Christmas party.
That's right. So guys, if I come into the live show after the party and say it sucked.
I don't think it will. I think it should be.
No, I think if there's one thing that SecureIt knows how to do, we know how to have a good time.
We know how to eat.
Sure. All right, Olivia, you have yourself a wonderful evening. I'll see you at the party, and then safe travels, okay?
Thank you. You too.
Alrighty.
Merry Christmas,
Bye-bye.
everyone.
She's awesome. I tell you what, she's been with us for a while, and she does a great job. So a couple of the comments I saw come in, I just wanted to get to real quick. What is the shipping time on answers? It's a lot faster. And I mean, I think they're shipping in days, like maybe a week. One of the issues we've gotten, it's outside of our control. LTL, which is shipping on a pallet, shipping trucks, is slow, meaning normally something leaves our warehouse, it's delivered in 4 or 5 days, 6 days. That's taking 10 days now. The LTL world, trucking world, is moving really slow right now. I'm not a logistics guy. I don't know why, but the time to move these things has come down dramatically. But there's still, I think we can do better. I mean, the trucking industry is going to do better. It got into a pretty big hole, and they're digging out. I do see improvements on that, coming over the next 12 months or so. What else we got? Anybody got any other quick questions for me? Again, Tom for president. That's not a job that I remotely want. I would piss people off, and Congress would kick me out. I'd kick the doors in, and it'd be fun. But thanks, but no thanks. Hey, so I got a Christmas show would not be anything complete without a visit from our head of product development. I'm going to grab Ron right now, throw him on the... So, Ron, where are the fucking lights?
Great way.
Sorry, folks. I just had to get that out. How's it going, man?
Good. How about yourself?
It's going really good. It's cold, not windy, but there's snow on the ground, and I'm hoping we get about 4 to 6 inches, either 4 to 6 inches after Christmas, or I want to go up to about 38 degrees. But if there's no snow and it's freezing, I go for a walk hunting. It's so loud. It's crazy.
Leaves are crunching.
Yeah, I'm hoping that actually 4 inches of snow would be just ideal. It's a fun way to spend a day.
I hear you.
So, what's going on, man?
Not a whole lot. So, no, we can talk about lights if you want
about
to.
Lights. Yeah, so we're at packaging and basically look at the box and just get that, and then instruction manual, correct?
Yep, final quoting stage, got that all done. Like I said, I'm with you on this one, Tom. I think everybody's gonna love it. Once you get in your safe, it pretty much disappears. Motion censored.
Yep.
It's a slick light. So
it really is. I actually stole one of the prototypes and took it home, and they're magnetic. And since we're all steel and none of the carpeting or BS, they just snap in, and it's rechargeable with a USB, so there's no batteries to deal with. And I've been using mine now and I'm in and out of that safe quite a bit lately. I've been working on some guns, or I'm just pulling stuff out, putting it away. So I'm opening and closing. I'm in there probably at least every other day. And I took the one out of the box that we had. I did not charge it. It's still going. So I don't know. Have we tested how long they last?
I know on a charge, if you just have it straight on and leave it on, it lasts for about 6 hours.
Okay, so in and out, because typically what happens with the motion sensor, I open the door, it's on, I leave the safe open while I'm working, and the light turns off after a couple of minutes.
Yeah, it's most of them. I think right now where we sat, we have a 30-second timer. Mm-hmm. So it'll time out after 30 seconds if there's no activity. As long as there's still activity, if you're in your safe doing stuff, it's going to stay on until there's no activity. Then it shuts off after 30 seconds. So it doesn't just wear it down. So, but yeah, the one I have in my safe that I've been using, I charged it up, and I think I've been using it now for about a month and a half. Yeah. And I haven't had to recharge it yet. And I'm in and out of mine probably, like you said, it's probably at least 2-3 times a day. So
is there an does require an instruction manual, doesn't it? Because there is some programming features to it.
Yeah, it's nothing big, because you can also set the dimming of the light. So you can set the brightness as you go. We do have a tactical feature, I will say, that we have to where we can switch to a red light. Okay. And we did that, based on, a lot of our safes are set up for tactical situations, and they're, we don't want bright lights shining. So we have that feature. Again, you can set that once it's all set, it's in your safe, motion sensors on, no problem. It's set and ready to go. So, but yeah, it's an instruction sheet to at least get you to how to set it.
It's kind of a cool feature. People don't realize that you can program the brightness of the light. So again, from a tactical standpoint, you can set it up so it's quite dim, and not to telegraph a position in a house. Or you can also go red, which again just keeps the light very, very dim. I've got mine set up as bright as it goes because it just looks cool. And this is not a tactical location, we'll say. This is more of the man cave setup. But so what are your plans for, what do the Markles do on Christmas?
Oh, we head out of town, visit my family, then we travel over to my wife's family. So we'll be
So
traveling all next week.
you guys are the ones that have to do all the driving.
We have to do all the driving. Yeah. So
Yeah, yeah, we're at a point now where the party comes to us. Although I think Sunday, actually, we're going to my wife's sister's house for a family bash and a COVID transfer party. We're all gonna,
yeah, I know how that goes. So.
They're looking at national mask mandates. People who know me know I don't wear. I mean, if I walk into a store, I'll put a mask on. I don't want to make other people uncomfortable. The company runs remote. I don't wear a mask because I don't want to. So I'm just like, guys, you don't have to come in. If you come in, I'm not. It's the nature of the beast. I just find it. I struggle with the science behind masks. I know there's points on both sides, but I've yet to see a lot of hard data showing that they do work. And there's a great video. Have you seen with the guy up in Alaska? It's really cold. He breathes with a mask on. This huge fog comes out about 3 feet, and just like, and the virus lives on microscopic stuff. Hey, we got a comment in here. Red light's a great option. Yes, it is. Yeah, it is. Light up the warthog. Well, you got him decorated.
Yeah.
Where was that shot?
Africa.
Okay, that was an. I was going to say in the shoulder.
Yeah.
That's the smart ass answer, but
yeah. I have.
What is our targeted release date for the lights?
I'm hoping that we will have it here by April 1st. As Tom was saying, the biggest thing right now is it is made overseas. There's no doubt about that.
Well, I'll tell you what. This is a simple thing of they're not made in the U.S.
No.
No. These you can't buy the components aren't made in the U.S.
Pretty much no. Yeah. So that's the biggest thing is like you were saying, supply chain issues right now. And it's affecting everybody. Yeah. The product itself shouldn't be that hard to do. And in normal times, yeah, it wouldn't have been, but it's about a month or so for production, month and a half for production. And then, yeah, it's a month to get here at least. So plus Chinese New Year, for those of you who don't know, China basically shuts down for it's close to a month from about mid-January to about mid-February, depending on the companies. But most all companies shut down for 2 weeks, close to that. And I mean, factories, everything just completely closed. So that's coming up, and that kind of hurt us because of that coming up in the middle of all this. So
crazy. All right, man. Well, I will. Thank you very much for coming on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
I will. I'll see you tomorrow in the various morning meetings, and then at the party.
Yeah.
And looking forward to getting you out here in January. Is the wife coming in January?
We're planning on it. Yeah. As of right now, she's planning on it. So
good.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to it. It'll be good. I've not met her before. Cool beans. That's one of the things of a remote company is it's hard to get to know people sometimes. But anyhow, you have yourself a wonderful afternoon. I will see you tomorrow, and looking forward to seeing everybody in January.
Sounds good. You do the same.
All right, man. I'll talk to you later.
Yep. Bye.
All right, guys. So the lights are coming. Interesting things to talk about is I get, I'm going to hit on the China manufacturing because I get hit with that. People make comments about it, but I get asked about it like in person when I'm at events and doing stuff all the time. And here's something to think about. I saw an article recently talking about, buy America, buy everything American. This is buy everything made in America. There's some challenges with getting some things made in America. One of the biggest is workforce. We live at a time when schools, guidance counselors are telling kids, you have to go to college. You have to. And thus, most kids are going in debt to go to college. And what we're not doing, we're not producing any kids that know any trades. And we haven't. I didn't go to college at the time when I graduated high school in 1980. wasn't that big. I mean, people want to go to college. My parents were very disappointed I didn't go to college, but yeah, I knew it wasn't for me. I just it's not how I learn. And I didn't go. And a lot of people didn't go. But this whole thing of you have to go to college, let's make college affordable, where they didn't. They made money cheap. College rates went through the roof because money was available. But what's happened now is we don't have kids going into trades. And when you look at certain products and certain professions, and metal bending is one of them, there's not much capacity in the US to bend metal. If you look at machine shops, I've got a good friend that runs a very high-end precision machine shop. She just sold it, in fact. Her average age worker of the skilled labor was just over 60. And she's like, Tom, in 5 years, my whole workforce is retiring. And she had nobody to replace it with. She sold the company figuring in 5 years, she's not going to have a company. And we go out and try to find people that can make our product. And there's no young, hungry people looking for this kind of work. And the companies that do bend metal, they've got enough work to keep them busy, and their workforces are all working towards retirement. They're not working towards, let's grow, let's go crazy, let's light the world up. It's just not how it works. So if you're really hard bent on, we got to buy everything in America, I would encourage you to get your kids to go into trade schools and teach them how to make things. And when you look at the economics of college versus not going to college, I think is you get a better lifestyle. I mean, if you want to be an engineer, if you want to be a doctor, something that absolutely requires that education, hey, you know what? Pursue it. Do it. I'm all for it. But if you're going to college with the idea of, I don't know what I want to do, or I'm not sure, I'm going to try this, try that, that's great, but don't go into debt for that. Go to a community college, go to a state school, keep it as affordable as you can, because you don't know where your life's going to end up. And but if you consider kids going into trades, there's many trades where they come in as an apprentice, they're making 30,000, 30, 40, a couple of years in, they're making 60. You got one kid spending 60,000 a year on his education, another kid's making 60,000 a year. It's a $120,000 flip. And then the kids get out of college with if they get out with a psychology degree or a art history, they're working at Starbucks making $12 an hour. And it's crazy. So if you're dead set saying you have to buy everything made in America, then make sure you encourage as many kids as you can to go into trades, go into building stuff, go into learning how to make things, because I would do that all day over sitting in a cubicle somewhere. And anyhow, enough about that. So we're working through the show, man. There's only, 15 minutes left if we go the full hour, and I don't know if we will. Show me Bill Gates' degree that's not honorary. Steve Jobs. Yeah, none of those guys went to college. They didn't finish. They started school. They didn't finish. One of the common traits of self-made entrepreneurs is lack of formal education. And quite often, the drive to do what these guys do, you just don't want to wait for the pace of college. It's too slow. Being an entrepreneur is not something you learn. It's something you're born with. It's a mental capacity to deal with going to bed Friday night knowing you can't make payroll on Monday unless you get a lot of checks in the mail, and still sleeping like a baby. If you can't do that, you're probably a wantrepreneur. That's an entrepreneur. That's somebody that wants to be an entrepreneur. But if you are an entrepreneur, nothing will stop you. You'll take any risk you'll risk everything to do what you want to do. But anyhow, so I want to talk about business insights, business tips today. And today's topic is going to be how to ace a job interview or doing a job interview. I've conducted many, many interviews over my life. I've been very bad at it. I've been good at it. It's not something anybody's born knowing how to do. Or on the other side, how many job interviews are you actually going to have in your lifetime? Not enough to get really good at it. So I just want to share some insights. If you're going to a job interview, first and foremost, very simple, talk about results. Don't talk about what you did. Talk about the results you got. I can look at a resume and see what somebody did. Reference the job and then talk about the results. And if you can tie it to top line performance of the company or bottom line profit, all the better. Certainly owners care about results. Managers And department heads should care about results too. I always tell people here when I hire people, I don't pay you to work, I pay for results. That's how we run this company. This is a results-based company. And we don't have PTOs, take time when you want. It's we run things, we're a remote company. People ask me, how do you know if they're working? I said, I don't. Well, geez, you could be paying them. I said, I'm paying for results. And the way we run the company, we track results very, very accurately. And we see right away who's not getting results. But you know what? We get them. That's why the company's jamming. Is the people here, we hire good people, we train them well, and put them in a position to be successful. Anyhow, back to doing interviews. So talk about results as it relates to the things you did. Secondly, practice. If you're going to go into a job interview, I'm going to use an example, and I'm just going to grab marketing. You're applying for a marketing position. I would go into Google and search as if you're an employer. Best questions to ask for a marketing interview, or hiring marketing people, best questions to ask. Search stuff like that. Get yourself a list of the kind of questions that you're likely to be asked, because the questions that come up in those searches are probably the questions that you're going to be asked, or something similar. I would take 8 or 9 of those questions and I would rehearse answers to them. I'd go through them with a paper and make notes and think about answers, structure things out, and then I'd rehearse those answers. For me, I drive to this office and home every day. It's about 25 minutes. If I'm doing a presentation, a speech, or on a speaking event, I rehearse driving to work and back every day, out loud, talking in my car. You can't rehearse quietly reading something to yourself. That's like a musician rehearsing by just looking at the sheet music. You have to play it. You have to talk it. But take some time, talk through 8 or 9 answers, and get comfortable with them. No, you're not going to be a robot doing canned answers. And chances are the questions they ask will not be exactly the ones you've practiced. But the result of having 10 questions, 8 questions, and great answers, and knowing you've got that, you'll walk into the interview with a level of confidence that a lot of the applicants won't have. And confidence comes from knowing, knowing that you know. In doing that exercise, A, you'll have some answers, but B, you'll have a lot of confidence. Lastly, they're always going to ask you the question, tell me about a time that something went wrong. Tell me at a time when things didn't go right. Tell me about a time, basically, when you failed on your job, how'd you deal with it? And that's a common question. Usually it's a later question in an interview. And you should prepare your thoughts on something that went sideways. Talk about it, and then what had happened, then talk about what you learned, and then talk about what you changed that benefited top line or bottom line. Take the problem and you want to work that, not the problem to, X happened, it was this, it was boom, 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 and we did boom. Reason is because we didn't anticipate boom, boom. What we learned was this. So next time we were able to boom, 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 and we got this result. Walk that through into a positive result. Practice it. Know that, have that story down. Again, because 10 people are applying for a job and they're making these notes. And if you come in there, focus on results, focus on taking a problem you had tied to results, you're going to look good in that interview. And last piece of advice in an interview, if you go to a job interview ever, and the guy doing the interview or the woman doing the interview is being an ass or is being difficult, or you're just not comfortable in it, get up and leave. Because I've never been in an interview like that. I've talked to people who've walked me through job interviews. I was shocked at just how belligerent, how nasty, how crazy some interviews can go. If you're ever at an interview where the person doing the interview you're not comfortable with in any way, or they're being a jerk, they're being whatever it is, just get up and say, thank you, I don't think this is for me, because the culture of that company allows that. And if you work there, that's what you're going to find probably throughout the company. Life is short. If you're not happy with your job right now, quit. I mean, just quit tomorrow. If you're not happy with your job, don't worry about the damn money. Quit. In this economy, you'll find a job. And life is way too short to work a crappy job, and no amount of money is worth a job that's crappy, because at the end of, at some point, you're going to be 75 years old looking back. And You won't remember how much money you made or didn't make, but you'll remember, God, that job sucked. You spent your whole life doing it. So I've had some pretty crappy jobs in my early days. I've done just about everything when I was struggling musician. And the jobs that if I had a job I really didn't like, and there were very few, it usually came down to a boss I didn't like, I quit right away and got another job. And it always worked for me. You know, my knee is hitting this table. I realize I'm shaking the whole damn lens. It's craziness. So anyhow, that is my top business tip for this week is acing a job interview. So guys, we are at the 4:52 mark, which is 1 minute before 4:53. Does anybody have any questions or any last minute thoughts on what's going on? Again, Santa 20% discount till midnight tonight. Gift cards are open to the discount. And as of midnight, that discount goes away. This is a flash discount for our live viewers, and it's gone. So if I get an email tomorrow saying, hey, does that code still work? No, midnight, it's done. This is 20% off till then. This is for our live crew, the live people watching. So I'm going through. So we got a lot of people posting stuff up. Price delta, if you can make these in the US. I can't get the capacity right now. We're actually looking at re-engineering a couple things to make a better push to getting them US made. The Agile cabinet, as it stands, I'm in such low production, the price should be pretty darn high. My cost to manufacture small quantity is roughly what I sell it for now. And there's a lot of other logistics costs that come into this thing. So it is tough. We are looking at making some engineering changes on the answer cabinets and a redesign on that product to make it possibly something we can make here. That's going to take some time. That's a project next year. Handgun storage, I got to say, we're moving forward on that, and it's a next summer product. It's pretty exciting. It's really different. Also, if you check on our YouTube channel, there's a video on the rapid safe that I shot. It's a video I shot a while ago. I hesitated to release it. And I just thought, you know what? A few people saw it and they just said, Tom, you've got to get this information out. The rapid safe is sold in a lot of stores. And I opened it with a Bic pen. And it took me about, 8 seconds. Pretty simple stuff. But I've got a video on it. And I'm hoping the manufacturer will do a recall on the product and fix the lock. If you have one, I would recommend going to a locksmith and getting the lock replaced because I saw it, we got one shipped. I wanted to see what it was. It kind of knocked off our fast box a little bit. And I looked at it. The minute I saw the lock, I'm like, uh-oh. I went and got a pen, popped it open. I said, okay. So I threw the camera on and shot a quick video. And I didn't want to blow the company up bad, but I think people need to know. It's pretty bad. Can I buy and hold? My house is being built. Done November 22nd, Austin, Texas. Everybody's moving to freaking Austin. We've got our marketing people working in Austin. I talked to another guy who's moving to Austin. I love going to Austin. Don't get me wrong. I love the city. I've got friends down there. I try to get down there whenever I can. Can you buy and hold? You can. You can buy gift cards at 20% off, and they do not expire. They do not expire, so you certainly could buy a gift card or two or whatever you want. The dollar amounts are whatever you set when you buy the darn thing. Absolutely, 20% off. Save the money. If you got the cash now, do it and save the money. And good luck in Austin. It's Tesla, I guess, is building their big facility down there, and I foresee traffic issues in Austin if they're not already there. But I do enjoy my brisket and my golf when I'm in Austin. All right, guys, it's getting to that time of the day. Does anybody have any other thoughts for me or questions before we wrap things up? I want to thank everybody for joining. It's been a really, really good year here at SecureIt. We've had a lot of crazy things have happened, a lot of challenges. The economy, the world has been certainly kind of crazy and nuts. But it's been an amazing year for the company, for the staff. We've hired a lot of people this year, and we continue to find really good people. And we're creating quite a little, As I refer to it, as a band of misfits out to change the world. And it's working. It's working really, really well. So shout out to all the employees of SecureIt. You guys freaking rock. You guys make my life just so much fun, so easy to do. So we've got a big Christmas party. Oh, I know what I want to ask everybody. And I'm not sure you can post in comments or send an email to me or how to do it, but here's the deal. I turned 60 this month. 60. Yeah, I'm old. When I was a kid growing up, little kid, my mom always said, never get a tattoo. And I'm like, why not? I was being smart. She didn't have an answer other than, well, when you're 60, it'll look awful. I was like, I was 13. And so I turned 60. So I'm going to get a big ass tattoo right here on my shoulder. And I don't know what to get. I'm thinking about doing something business related. And, but if anybody has any thoughts or ideas, I was thinking about some sort of it's got to be high end looking, but a pirate flag, SecureIt, band of misfits, something along those lines. On my birthday, everybody in the company showed up at our morning meeting, all had the little temporary tattoos saying band of misfits and SecureIt. So I may do something based on that. But if anybody out there is a tattoo type artist or anything, has any thoughts on cool company, band of misfits, semi-eccentric boss here, is send me a note with us. And I'd love to, I'll take a look at anything. But anyhow, I want to get that done. I'd like to have it done before our big party in January. I don't know if I will or not. I've got a lot of travel coming up. And so that's what's going on. Oh, other announcement. We are now a title sponsor of the John Bartolo Show. We're building his studio right now. Again, if you've never seen his podcast or heard it, it does stream onto or go onto YouTube as a live, but his podcast is growing very quickly. It's a popular podcast. I recommend it highly. And we'll be one of the title sponsors along with Glock and Pulsar. There's a few other companies in there, but yeah, that's exciting stuff. And then also, as of now, we are pursuing the television show to start airing in July on Outdoor Channel. They approached us about doing a TV show, and we are, as of now, we're moving forward with it unless a wrench comes up in the gears. The plan is to actually start shooting in February. It's going to come very quickly, and that's going to be, working title is Agents of Change, or SecureIt's Agents of Change, and we're going to be bringing on companies and in the hunting and outdoor sports industry that are truly unique, innovative companies and products that are driving change in this industry, because the gun industry does need to change. It's kind of stuck in the Wild Wild West, and it needs to modernize. So that's what's going on. And tattoo of Expendables, Misfit 219. All right, you know what, Alex? I gotta get better look at the artwork you did. Alex Perez works for us, and he did the one for all the kids' arms, and for everybody's arms, he did a really good job with it. But yeah, I'll talk to you tomorrow on that one. But all right, guys, we are at 5 o'clock, which is I don't know, it's 4 o'clock Central Time, and to the end of our show. So. Merry birthday. Yes. Thank you. All right, guys. So yeah, I don't look 60. I look 58. No, you know what? I live pretty young life. I still do a lot of stuff. I still race go-karts. I'm going out here. Quick last thing. Building a car, Bonneville, Salt Flats, August, land speed record, Class J. We want to set a new record in the Class J land speed record. It's a tiny car. Kawasaki GSX 750 motor, turbocharged, 420 horsepower, hoping to get 220. I need to go about $160 to set a record in this class. Class is a sports car with a 750cc or smaller engine. They don't make cars like that anymore. So I got one of my Sabres, 1956 Elmquist Sabre. We'll be shooting a video series on it as we get closer. I'm going to head down to Florida where the car is. Engines are being built by Carpenter Racing, and I'll be doing a little more on that as we get a little closer. Anyhow, that's what's going on. So, Merry Christmas, everybody. I want to thank everybody for their continued support in the business, and look for a lot of crazy stuff next year. And we got a lot of neat programs we want to roll out to get our customers more involved with the company and get people kind of a field staff program of some sort that we want to just get people more and more involved with what we're trying to do. Anyhow, guys, everybody, Merry Christmas. Be safe, be good, help each other out. And I will be back live after the first of the year with not a hangover. I don't drink much, but maybe I will. I don't know. Hey, guys, thanks a lot. I'll talk to you guys all later.